day, dear colleagues. I'm glad to see you on our Rubberdamology YouTube channel. We continue to make education for self-learning about using isolation with rubber dam in mouth cavity of your patient. Today I want to show you some very simple and very useful tips how to use clamps with two arcs. Sometimes in dentistry it's called butterflies. We're using model with rubber gum, plastic tooth made by company MedSkills. Sometimes in some exercises we're using rubber gum plates from Sanctuary Dental. In these exercises I use a rubber gum plate from Nicton. We use also instruments for application clamps, making perforations from Sanctuary Dental. It's very good quality instruments for rubber gum. A regular steel frame from Dentech and clamps from company Torver. Standard therapeutic dental instruments. The main instrument for us today is the standard therapeutic probe, sharp probe. First of all, let's start with our exercises. We're using thin, blue thin rubber gum plates from Nicton. Each plate have two different type of surfaces: inner surface for mouth and working surface for working with your accessories, instruments and materials. To fix our rubber gum plate with frame, lay down this angle of rubber gum plate to your fingertip of right hand. Place over a metal angle of rubber gum frame and press with your finger at the top. Small tense your rubber gum plate to the left side, such way. Not very much, some about 1 centimeter. It's enough. And do the same from the other side. And then the bottom angles of frame. You must receive equal tension of rubber gum inside this frame. When you're deciding to make perforations for isolation frontal, anterior tooth at the upper jaw or lower jaw, on our plastic model we use the upper jaw, you must make perforations at the middle distance between these two retainers. Separate in your mind this distance at the middle and do not make perforations over this line. For incisors, central incisors and lateral incisors and canines, you can use the middle hole in your puncture. Today we're thinking about clinical situation to making endodontic inside no matter what the tooth, central or lateral incisor. Let's start with the central incisor. We have two types of clamps. Each clamp has individual pack, and in your clinic all clamp must be sterilized. For central incisor of upper jaw, we have clamp number 210, which have different type of working planes. I switch my camera to macro. You can see it more clearly. Let's continue. We have two different type of working parts. For vestibular side, big. For palatal side, small. And when you place your clamp over your crown, you must use only in this position. Big part to vestibular side, a small part to palatal side. I turn my plastic model to position. You can see it more clearly. We placing clamp to the neck of tooth 11. Right upper central incisor. That's it. You must check that at the vestibular side your clamp placed over the gingival margin. At the palatal side it fixed on this tuberculum. Then we're starting to work with our Rubberdam plate. Made one perforation at the center of our Rubberdam plate, at the middle between our screw, at the end of frame. This point. Test the stability of your clamp with your fingertip. It's very important, especially when you have a damaged root or root after preparation for full crown. It's very useful to fix our clamp inside the perforation, the same way I explained you at the previous exercises. At the one side you have arcs. At the other side of your Rubberdam plate you have two wings. Very good, very stable. And then, so we focused our camera insert instrument in the perforations, in the holes in your clamp. Press to your clamp pillars and fix the stopper, so you can release your fingers. It's easier for working. Place clamp and the Rubberdam perforation over the incisor, and then stretch Rubberdam down or apically and release your instruments. The next thing you must do is carefully remove. So I switch my camera again. Very carefully remove Rubberdam from wing at the palatal side and from the vestibular side. I always use the sharp probe for this work. After that, we need, at the first variant, we need floss to make interdental flossing, to have a good isolation. Sometimes I move the Rubberdam by my fingers to interdental space and again repeat interdental flossing. from the other contact point. We have very rigid rubber from the gum of our plastic model, so we have not adequate position of our rubber dam plate. In the mouse, the pressure of gum is very small, so you can insert rubber dam plate to interdental space more carefully. The first variant is over. Of course, traditionally we made envelope from this rubber dam plate to finish our exercises. Let's make our envelope for frontal tooth. The free margin of rubber dam, a small tension down, press with your fingers. The free angle of rubber dam, pull to the top and hold this part with your fingers of other hand and remove your finger to have very good inversion of this rubber dam. Make the same from the other side. And then carefully pull outside the inner part of rubber dam plate and make an envelope. The next variant of these exercises, I change my instrument to dentate clamp pillars and remove clamp. What is the difference I made? I remove rubber dam from this frame, rotate to 19-degree clockwise to have a good clean surface to next exercise. Sometimes we have very strong tension of rubber dam. We did not have enough amount of rubber dam plate to cover this papillae. What can we do with this? We need to make more perforations for frontal tooth. One for working tooth and one for left and right tooth. That's all. The next variant of fixation rubber dam, you can with your assistant stretch these perforations such way and insert it into the interdental spaces. With the Nicton rubber dam plate it's very easy. Even you have good contact points at the mouth of your patient. Then check it with the dental floss. Very good. And I think the tooth number 21 is heavily damaged and have full absence of crown part. What can we do to make enough surface of the root to make periodontic build-up for this tooth? In such situation, I choose clamp number 9 for lower incisor, but use it at the up central incisor. Fix this clamp inside your instruments and pull stopper. Sometimes in the mouse I use any instruments, no matter. The back side of your mirror or probe to pull the margin of rubber dam perforation apically and insert my clamp. Remove instrument from holes, and you have very good isolation for all perimeter of these tools from all sides. Let's see at the palatal side, no such problem with flossing and interdental inversion. I think this is much easier to work with clamp number 9 at the upper central incisors. In any case, no matter have you clamp 210 in your clinic or not, in all cases I use clamp number 9. I can make endodontic fixation of fiber post in this root, making preparations for this crown, or fixing with adhesion materials veneers to all tooth. For fixing veneers for all tooth, I switch my cameras to the other variant. We finish our exercise and we must make, of course, you learn it well, again envelope. Fix the free margin of Rubberdam, pull the angle to the top, fix inner part, the other side. I hope next my exercise I made with my assistant and you have much more fun. Exercise finished. Don't forget to make such envelopes in your clinic every time. Thank you. So, doctors and students, thank you very much for your attention during this exercise. Let's try to repeat it by yourself in any kind of model and any kind of instruments and Rubberdam plates, but of course it's very interesting to work with the good materials. Please write your questions in our comments below. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends and colleagues. Thank you very much. Goodbye.